Hi, I'm Enoch Chapman, and this is my arrangement of the hymn Come Thou Fount for Native American Wood Flute and Piano. At the end of this piece, I'll do a little bit of talking about what I was thinking as I was arranging it, but for now, please enjoy this music. Thank you. I've loved Come Thou Fount ever since I was a little kid. It's just been one of my favorite hymns. I love that melody. Da 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 da. So I knew when I was going to start arranging music for the Native American Wood Flute that this was a hymn that I was going to arrange because I just love this hymn. However, I really wanted to think like, how can I turn this very Anglican, European-centric hymn into something that's a very kind of traditional Native American sounding kind of, interpretation. How do I do that? What is that arrangement going to look like? And man, I hit a brick wall. I really couldn't figure it out until one day I was actually just thinking about the instrument itself. And as I was thinking about the Native American wood flute, an idea popped in my head. A lot of Native American wood flute music, a lot of the ways that we play it, is very expressionistic of the performer at the time they're performing. So if they're happy, if they're sad, if they're frustrated, if they're joyful, all that comes through in the performance, because the Native American wood flute is an instrument that is predominantly focused by the breadth of the performer. However, that breadth is how that sound comes out and how joyful it can sound and how sad it can sound. So because it's a very expressionistic type of instrument, I started thinking, well, maybe that's how I arrange this song. Maybe that's how this hymn is going to be work out, is try to give it some sort of expressionistic feel to it. Now, in westernized music, we deal with time signatures and we deal with pulses of time. So we're dealing with like 4/4s or 3/4s, and that type of idea carries on throughout the entirety of a song. So writing something that maybe, in native worlds, we don't focus on the time as much as we focus on the beat, made it a little bit trickier. Like, how do you create this sense of expression without really tying yourself down to the idea that you have to have a foundation of beat? And I feel like I kind of did that with the way that the song breaks out. Now, the opening measures of the song are very expressionistic. It's very much you play whatever you want to play. And even though there's notes written on the page, and I played those notes in this recording, it doesn't actually mean that you have to stick to those notes. You can play however you want to play. It's entirely up to the performer. The trick is having the accompanists come in when the performer wants them to come in. The other side of that is trying to realize how the beats work for these kind of odd sections, because I really did want you to feel like it was an expressionistic idea that this melody is coming through and not have to worry about time as much. And that's why the opening segments are like in 7/8 and 5/8, and then there's like a 6/8 thrown in there, and there's like a 3/8 thrown in there, because it's just about the idea of the beat, not really the time of the beat. Some notes last a little bit longer than you may think they should. Some notes are a little bit shorter than maybe you think they should. But that's all about the idea of you just trying to express yourself as you're playing the song. And with expression, you really don't conform to time. You just kind of conform to however you feel. And that's kind of the feeling that I wanted to get with this song. However, there are also those moments of, I want you to have a solid feeling of time. And that's when like these 12/8 sections come into play, where you actually do feel like, okay, I'm actually into a pattern of bum 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 bum. I have a pattern that I can understand, because I really do want you to feel like there is that moment of, okay, here is solid time that I'm used to. And then we go back into that free-form expression idea with the craziness of the eights and all the 8 beats that go on. It also kind of brings that middle section together a little bit more, because now that middle section is very much trying to bring that consistency that we're used to in the world of music out, and have the flute player play whatever they want to kind of over. It's a way for them to do a little bit of flourish and excitement, and bring their own kind of ideas into the piece, even though it is very much a strictly written out kind of arrangement. So it's that combination between expression and then Western centric ideas that had made this arrangement the way it was, and I think it came out pretty well. I hope you enjoyed it, because I love making it, and it's just, like I said, it's one of my favorite hymns because I've always loved that da 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 da. Thank you. Thanks for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up, because that tells the world that you liked it, but also helps us out a little bit. Plus, if you want more of our content inside your YouTube homepage, subscribe to our channel. That's the best way for you to get our videos as soon as we release them. Plus, we love writing music for the Native American Wood Flute. It's just something that we love to do, and we couldn't do it without the support of our Patreon community. Our Patreon community allows us to create new content, to generate new pieces and new works, and put them out here on YouTube and performances all over the country. So thank you so much to our Patreon community. Go out, pick up the flute, keep playing, because it is the best instrument out there.